What's going on, everybody? Good morning. It is Thursday, January 11th. We're back at it. Welcome back to the Venator Trading YouTube channel. Glad you guys are here. For Cisco and John, anyway. Welcome in, guys. John, a little late to the first comment, first like today. It's okay. He kind of did it to himself by making it a competition. Pride always comes before the fall, and people have come for his throne. And Cisco is it today, so it's all right. London scalp worked last night on the futures side, and I did make the one adjustment to put the move one tick above the high. Otherwise, it would have hit the equal high. But because I did one tick, yesterday I put it right at it, and today I just moved it one tick above the high. It held and hit TP. But I did, so the accounts are just, I sent out a tweet yesterday that said I was done trading, and technically I was, but we were at 1.1017 yesterday, and I traded the afternoon PM session late and took a loss. And then this win got it back up. So we're just still right at under 1% on the top step. We're at 2% on the Apex, and the Think Markets Bespoke account is, I'm on the wrong one over here. It is 1% down because I've only ever been trading the London and the New York scalps on it. I haven't been doing anything else. On the top 7 Apex, I've been trading after we get off the stream. And so those accounts are up higher. The Bespoke account is purely on the London scalps. So it's only 1% down right now. So I'm planning on only using the Bespoke account just for the London scalps, just as a pure test, a live forward test on how it performs long term. So it's currently down 1% there. So we'll see how it goes. But John, how did you do yesterday? Did you break any rules? I know the day before you broke some rules and were a little upset at yourself. So how did you do yesterday? My stomach is growling like crazy this morning, and I have no idea why. It's the weirdest things. I don't even know if you guys can hear that. It's super loud. So we're going to do the 10-minute London scalp today, and yes, I will do it. When I back-tested this, it was back-tested without regard to news events. So I will use the London scalp, the 10-minute London scalp here, as an entry. Once this first 10-minute candle prints, we will wait for the direction of the candle and then place our stops and let it roll. I don't know if you guys remember me telling you about the ES, the 7-minute, the first 5-minute candle at 7 a.m. on ES with a 30-point stop. That would have been a beautiful play yesterday. This candle right here. It was Wednesday, so technically it wouldn't have happened, but if you had just paper traded it, it does for whatever reason. I don't know. Again, not a wizard here. This is the 10-minute. We got to go to the 5. The 5-minute candle was right here. With a 30, it would have held and would have hit right there on at like 210, something like that, somewhere in there. All right, let's get back over here to the euro dollar futures account here. We took out Asian highs, wick down, went and took out Asian lows, took out some sell side liquidity. We've displaced higher. It is CPI Don't know what to expect much until 8:30 when that news comes out, but it will probably be very, very volatile. We will be doing the 10K account giveaway tomorrow. First week of 2024 in the books. And we'll be giving away that 10K account. So that'll be fun. I'm not sure. We need to come up with a good way to do that again. I mean, the Twitter comment is fine, but I'm wondering if there's some other way that some other fun way we could do it just for the people on the live stream. And I don't know. I'm open to suggestions. Something that could be verifiable. Maybe a trivia question or something. The first person to answer the trivia question right. I don't know. I don't know what other ways to do it to make that it makes the most sense. It would have to be something that people answer in the chat some way, respond in the chat some way. Best comment? Yeah, but then that's just me arbitrarily picking. And best comment would be me arbitrarily picking, and I don't know that that's fair. I could be accused of having favorites. I mean, technically, they are my accounts to give away to whoever the hell I want. But I want to be like kind of not, I want to be above that. Your stream, your rules. That's exactly right. That is exactly right. It is my stream, my rules, and it is my challenge. They told me that I could do whatever I want with these challenges. I can hand pick them. I can have a contest, whatever it is. So far, I've been trying to do them where I am not involved. My personal opinion is not involved in the matter. But maybe that doesn't matter anymore. Maybe I should just new year, new you, right? Oh man. Cisco, you code stuff, don't you? Like, don't you code some, maybe it wasn't you, maybe it was somebody else, but I remember somebody being in here that did coding for EAs to run scripts or whatever on. I'm wondering how hard it would be to run an EA off that 5-minute scalp. Or the 10-minute. That way I don't have to wake up every single day to do that. Which it was fine. I mean, it's really not horrible. I literally am up I get up 5 minutes to 2 a.m. My alarm goes off. I wake up. I go to the screen. I wait 5 more minutes. I place the order, and then I don't even watch. I just go back to bed. But it does interrupt the sleep in the middle of the night. It kind of sucks. Kind of sucks. All right, about 45 more seconds here. Now, look, if this thing closes, Doji, if this thing closes neutral, I will wait for the next 10-minute candle to show direction. So if in the next 30 seconds we don't get some form of bullish or bearish closure here, if it closes like that, fine, I'll take a bearish sell. But if it closes neutral, and this happened a couple times on the back test where it closes at the open, I will wait for the next candle, and then I will include that candle in the body size for the stop and the entry, if that makes sense. So we have 4 seconds, 3, 2, 1. So it closed neutral. So I will not set a stop on this. I will wait for the next 10-minute candle now to print, and I will wait for a direction off of it to put the scalp stop loss and entry. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Anybody take the London scalp this morning and work it? So no scalp here yet. We had a neutral candle. What's up, Beeswax? Welcome in, buddy. Glad to have you as always, my friend. ES first 5 minute. Let's see how did it perform. We can paper trade that strat here. The first 5 minute candle was bearish. So the thing with this ES strat, and it would be a viable play on Thursdays. It was Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, for whatever reason, had the highest percentage wins. It's not that it never won on Wednesdays and Fridays. It just lost more than it won on those days. It just lost more than it won. So 1 to 3 would be right down here under these old lows. And I'm just going to leave this to run. We'll see how it goes today. It very often, you very often on this play, it's really just an expansion play. It's a daily expansion play that you're trying to catch the New York daily expansion on this 1 to 3. And it happened enough that it was worth the, at least up until the end of March, up until like April or the middle of April, from January, February, March, and April. It worked really, really well. It would have made a killing. I think it was like a 30% growth, account growth in those 2 or 3.5 months or whatever. And then it just didn't work at all. So that's why I'm not live testing it, because it didn't give enough data to show that it worked consistently for a long time. I need to go back and check previous and prior years and see how it performs in those same quarters. If I could get 100 to 200 trades over, like, let's say 3 to 4 years of the first quarter of the year, and it was the same in that first quarter of the year, it played out like that, then maybe that's something that seasonally you're like, okay, the first quarter of the year, I know the strategy could be profitable. And then for whatever reason, summer months hit, or pre-summer, or early summer, whatever it is, seasonality kicks in and it stops performing that way. Yeah, I'm planning on doing some more back testing on FX replay. I'm gonna go to pound. I'm gonna go over to the pound futures. I still want to find something for ES and NQ, and I want to try to find something for gold too that is pretty mechanical. Mechanical strategies, they're good and bad. They you just have to. A pure mechanical strategy is going to have just a slight edge. And by a slight edge, I mean that it's not going to consistently give you massive returns. A mechanical edge is probably just going to chip away very slowly, either at a half, like you saw on these, like over the course of the month, trading every single day. Over the course of the month was only the best month was like a 5% gain, which is a fabulous gain in the world of actual live professional trading. With a purely mechanical edge, it's slight enough, and it statistically happens enough that you're going to have winning streaks, you're going to have losing streaks, but in the end, it all plays out. All right, we got about another 5 minutes here. Let's see how this 10-minute candle is looking. we'll see how in the next 5 minutes how this 10-minute candle plays out, and then we'll decide what to do from there. But I will now, basically this becomes one candle. When it closes neutral, when the first 10-minute candle closes neutral, I will use the second candle in body and candles inclusive of that. So let's say it closed bullish. My entry would be above the stop of the second candle, and my stop would be a tick below the first 10-minute candle, and then it would be 1-to-1. And again, if it closes neutral, same thing. I will wait for another candle. It's very rarely. I don't think it's ever been more than 2 candles. Usually the second candle. I don't remember a third ever having to wait for a third candle, if that makes sense. So that currently would be the long entry, and if it closes bearish, then it would be this one tick above and then 1-to-1. If it closes bearish, it would be this. We would wait for a break of the first 10-minute candle. And if it engulfs it, that's fine. Then this candle just becomes the candle you work with. If it engulfs it, that's fine. What's up, Anand? Good morning. Oh, we still have about 3 more minutes here. Just getting some stuff preset here so that if I can quickly make a decision and get those orders set as needed. The other strategy that I'm interested in doing is just doing a break of the first candle, like setting straddle orders, like where you don't know, and potentially leaving both on to see how many times it whips, like half up, and then maybe it comes back down, and then it breaks the other side to another half R. That might be an interesting straddle trade there. All right, well, about 1 more minute here, and then looks like it's going to be closing bearish. Uh, 10 is 625. It's fine. It's just above 0.5%, and I'll be fine with that. About 25 more seconds here. Here we go. There it is. Sell stop in place. And here we'll get that. Create a limit order. Sell stop in place. And sell stop in place. Let's get the other one going. This may be all right. Did get triggered in there right at the base of that. All of them are in on except one of my other accounts. I'm not using on the stream. It's just a separate account that I'm using. All right, we'll see how it goes. This is the way it works. It wouldn't surprise me if this does take it out, only because it's pre-CPI and you can see the range we got stuck in here for Asia. London swept the highs, swept the lows, and now we're right back in the range. So it wouldn't surprise me if we just chop here. We do have a nice juicy fair value gap down here that it hasn't tested off of the London rip up. So, but it wouldn't surprise me if this trade is a loser. There was a time when I was going through the back testing on all of this that made me, like, I was going through it so much that as soon as I could see the opening candle and just looking within 2 seconds of seeing the market structure that you're coming into, as I was setting the order, I would call out what I thought would happen. And it very, very often I was correct in my assumption. And if I was looking at this one just off of my eyeball, I would say that this is not going to work as a scalp. I would say that this stop loss is going to get hit. But there were enough times that I could look at it and be like, no, that's not going to work. And then it would immediately go straight to take profit too. So enough times that it didn't make sense why it went to TP when it, based on the structure of how I understand liquidity and whatnot, that I was like, this will never work. And then it just went straight to TP. So we'll see. First 30-minute candle, if it can close below that open, would be bearish with a slight rejection. There is a 30-minute fair value gap right there. So we'll see how this is all going to play out. It's be nice to pick up another win off that London session win. There we go. Just over a 0.5% risk on this trade here. I'm trying to stick to just right at 0.5% risk on the Apex and the Top Step accounts since their drawdown, and I'm doing the 1.5 to 2% risk on the Bespoke account. That's why it's still a little bit under, and I've only been using it. I've only been using the scalping. I've not been day trading. I've only been using the Bespoke account for the scalps. I wanted to see how it performs when you take into account spread, commissions, and everything, and then adapt after this first month, or if it blows the account before then, whatever. It'll be good data and information to have as I move forward with that strategy. What's gold doing here? This was a scalp I took yesterday on gold. Waited for a retest of this fair value gap. It had changed structure, had changed it, broken multiple levels. And then I was aiming for a refill of this fair value gap right here. That's why, obviously, I could have gotten more. I could have aimed for the lows, but I just looked left. I was like, hey, where is this? If it's going to run into trouble, where's it going to be? Inside. Where's my entry here? Where's the fair value gap? The next fair value gap to fill underneath that. It was 0.7 R. And that's where I ended. That's after I tweeted out. I was like, hey, I'm kind of done for the day. That did get everything back up to where the tweet that I put out yesterday. But I'm probably, after this London scalp, I'm probably not going to take a trade until after CPI on anything else. I'm not going to try to scalp something until the CPI news comes out. Hey, Sir Bearson, welcome in. Good morning. Or good afternoon, depending on where you're at. This is the Euro futures contract, yeah. You can see structure is basically identical. This is Euro dollar, but because this is the top step account that you're actually watching here, on the top step account, it's the futures contract, which is 6EH. 6E is the futures contract, and then H is the month of the contract. So the 6E will always be there, and then depending on what month you're trading, what forward month you're trading. So H is March. So this is the March Euro contract, which is the highest volume traded contract currently. Once the volume switches over, the next one I think would be June. So it'll be 6E. I can't remember what the letter is for June, but off the top of my head. It's still 6:30 in the morning here for me. I've only been up for about an hour. My brain's not working super clearly yet. All right, we're back at the open of this hourly candle here. So the first 30 minutes have been neutral. As to be expected with CPI coming up in an hour. And again, I said this when I put this scalp on, we're just using the first 10-minute candle at 7 a.m. New York on Euro. Because this candle was neutral, it closed at the open. My rules that I did when I scalped is like, if it's a neutral candle with no direction, you wait for the second candle to print and you take the direction off of it, and you include the size of the second candle with the first candle. It did trigger in right at the bottom. Did get us in, and now here we are into 6:30. Did close, the 30-minute did close technically bearish, but not super strongly bearish, just inside this nasty range here from the Asian session. So my gut says this scalp from a purely mechanical system will not work. I do think it will probably lose today on the New York setup. London scalp worked perfectly. Just at the top of that candle, my stop is one tick above. Let's see, on the Forex accounts, it may have already gotten whipped out. It did. The Forex account did take out that high, and the futures did not. See, that's so crazy to me how they're that different. The Forex account on Think Markets, and now depending on what broker you're using, it may not have, because every Forex broker has a different feed, and that's the beauty of the futures, is that the Apex and Top Step are both still active and in this trade. The Bespoke account lost on that move up right there. The stop is in the exact same position, and the Bespoke account got stopped out. And there it goes. Now everything is stopped out. As to be expected, I did think that this trade, the eyeball test was this won't work, and that's fine. All right, so I'm not going to take any more scalps. This is just a mechanical. You do this every single day, and the edge is such that. The edge is such that it plays out long term over the course of the month or the first several months. So now we'll just kind of sit and chill and wait. Let's see how ES is doing here. Just chopping. It did run the Asian highs, come back down and run the Asian lows here. Same for NQ. No, it left these Asian lows in place, actually. Oh no, maybe it tapped them right there. Nope. Here's the Asian low on NQ. Didn't get there. Chop. Buy side back into our range. What's oil doing? I haven't looked at oil at all to open the year. Let's check it out. Pretty choppy here at the beginning of the year on the daily chart. Just moving sideways. We had come down from October in a downtrend. We have failed to take out the December low. We're just kind of sitting here sideways right now. We were still inside for the week. The Monday high and low has yet to be touched this week on oil. Inside week. There's your chop. Monday high, Monday low. And this is Tuesday, Wednesday, and now Thursday in between, inside this range. Nothing super appetizing there to want to try to range trade there. There's the gold. Also still inside its Monday range, high to low. And a lot of this, I think, is due to CPI coming out this week. Monday gave you a high and low, and then we've just been bouncing inside and out of that range. Probably will get broken today, I would imagine. And the indices have been climbing since Monday. Monday ripped, Tuesday consolidated, yesterday ripped. Coming up into the December high here on ES and NQ as well. My guess is we're in election year. So my guess is this report's going to look stellar. That everything's fine and maybe better than fine with inflation data. I would be shocked if it came in super hot and that when inflation, giving us the opinion that inflation was yet to be tamed. My guess is that it comes in looking really, really good for the current administration. That's my guess. Get these lines off of here. Don't need that. Let's see what the news. Futures rise before inflation data. Crypto stocks up after ETF approval. Oh, the approval came in. What's Bitcoin doing? What is Bitcoin doing? I could add that right here. BTC, USD. We can use, Binance, I guess. Sure. Let's look here. 47,000. Your next kind of pool of liquidity is here at 48. And then you got relative equal highs up there at 52. Fair value gap right there as well on the weekly. These are all weekly levels, and then you got a fair value gap here, and then the all-time highs up there. So I've had conversations with several crypto guys and that trade crypto, some friends of mine that trade crypto, not online, just in real life. And we've been having these conversations about this approval process with Bitcoin and the ETF and everything, and what does it actually mean? And one theory is that once it gets approved, it's really just that all of the big boys that want to participate now in a regulated cryptocurrency market have been buying all along. And now that it's regulated, it should just go up from here. And this is basically wherever the price is that when the ETF gets approved, that price becomes your new zero line. And then it shouldn't go lower than that or really much lower than that, but it's really just going to go up from there. And that becomes the new zero. And then another friend of mine who trades crypto is like, well, these guys want it to be regulated, and they may have been buying up, but they haven't been buying up through the ETF, and so they're gonna want to buy it lower, and so it wouldn't surprise them if they said, "Hey, let's tank this thing. Let's take this back down to like 25, and then we'll fly this thing up." So, two different theories there on what the ETF actually means. Maybe you get a small pump, you get a bunch of buyers induced. Maybe it comes up and hits this little weekly level, this little liquidity high, this old high right here, pumps up. It's like, oh yeah, ETF's here, this thing's going to the moon, and then they just dump the crap out of it, and they start basically a mini flash crash it back down into the 30s, 20s somewhere, and then they start buying the crap out of it again. So I don't know. It's all conjecture. 100% conjecture there. So Top Step account is back down to basically break even there. And the Apex account will be probably right at 1%. Yeah, it's at 1 point. The Apex account is at 1.5%, 1.5%. Hold on. There you go. Gareth Pollock, good morning. Welcome in, sir. All right, what do you want to do for the next 45 minutes, boys? I say boys because I don't think there's any ladies on the stream. Ben says institutions have already seeded their ETFs. If demand exceeds what the amount of Bitcoin they have on their balance sheet, they have to buy more to meet the demand. Well, there you go. Someone who knows more about it than I do. It's a delta neutral strategy for them, though they don't care about the price of Bitcoin per se. They just make money off management fees. Gotcha. There you go. But psychologically, it's a psychological thing, I think, for the market itself, right? Like, that because they're managing it, it now brings more legitimacy to the product, I'm guessing, which would make it run hotter and higher. That's just my guess. Cisco says, yeah, over the super long term, this is only good news for BTC. It's here to stay, most likely. And there's this contrarian part of me, and I agree with you, Cisco. I think it is here to stay. But there is this contrarian part of me that thinks when everybody is super on something and is elated and has certainty, quote unquote certainty about something, is when the rug gets pulled. And then you take into account that a lot of sovereign nations are introducing their own central bank digital currencies. And nations don't want to compete. They don't want their currency competing against some other alternative form of currency that can be used for in their economies. So perhaps you get elation and you get buying into BTC, and it makes, if you look back over here, let's say it makes or an attempt at the all-time high at 69, right? And maybe it takes 4 months to get there or whatever, summer months or something. I don't know. I doubt they're going to introduce any kind of, they've already been testing CDBCs internally in the banks and in the Fed so that they can have quicker transaction times between the Fed and the banks. So it's technically already here. It's just not been pushed to the masses as we're getting rid of cash. All cash is gone. And it's all now digital. And my guess is they're not going to do that until after the election. So maybe this is, hey, buy it up this year, because at some point they are going to introduce, it's going to go digital. It's just a matter of time. They are not going to stay in a cash-based system. I mean, it's basically digital now. They just create money out of the blue anyway. So Cisco says that's called a bubble. Yeah, they create the bubble and then they pop it so that their digital currency is the only one that can be used. They regulate the crap out of Bitcoin. They regulate who can trade it legally inside their countries, right? There's all kinds of things they can do to basically destroy people using Bitcoin. And I know then it will just become the people's coin, right? It'll become the world currency, the black market currency, and people will find ways to continue to use it. And not so it may contain some value, but when countries begin to stamp it out, like some countries have adopted Bitcoin as their I think there's been some South American countries or Central American companies that are countries that have adopted Bitcoin as their currency. So maybe that catches on more, and there's more and more countries that just use Bitcoin as their form of payment. I think more that the superpowers are not going to adopt that. So your Chinas, your Russias, your Americas, your European countries, I think they are not going to adopt Bitcoin as their central currency, which means they will come up with their own currency, which means they cannot have a competition. They can't compete against, they're not going to compete against something else. And so that's just my long-term theory, is that enjoy the ride, enjoy the bubble, but at some point governments will pop it. Look at silver chart on the 12-month time frame. That's how Bitcoin chart will look in the future, I think. Yes, silver's blown up. I don't trade Bitcoin. I never have. Maybe I should get into it. I haven't even looked to see how it kind of runs in correlation to my overall strategies with breaker blocks, fair value gaps, order blocks, liquidity. I don't know. I've only ever watched it. I think I've taken attempted a couple trades on it, but never like seriously day in and day out ever looked at Bitcoin. All right, coming into the 8 o'clock hour here, and we are making new daily highs here on Eurodollar. It looks like the foreign dollar. It looks like dollar is getting sold off here in anticipation of even more glorious good news about inflation here in the States, which again, it's crazy to me that they won't include the most basic cost of living in their inflation data. They don't include food, groceries, right? They don't include housing, and they don't include energy, so your electricity bill and all of that, and your fuel costs and all that. They take all that out because if they added that in, the number would be incredibly high. And they realized if we take out all these things that are making it super high, then we can say we don't actually have inflation. So that's why I'm guessing that the inflation number is going to be great. Cisco says, I used to buy some Bitcoin before it was 1K, sold it all around the 20K mark. Wow. Dude, you must have 20x'd 20x'd your buy-in there. That's awesome, dude. Exactly. If I rip out all the grass in my garden, I can say it's not green. I don't have any weeds in my garden. Well, if you call weeds a plant, then you don't have weeds. I don't have weeds in my garden. That's a plant. I planted that. I wanted that plant right there to grow sporadically around my garden. The markets are not pumping like the foreigns are. Typically, typically euro will move along with ES and NQ, and you can see the markets are waiting for information, and the foreigns are pricing in their expectations. Dollars dropping, and so the ES typically will move opposite of the dollar as well. So you're getting this massive drop on the dollar, and NQ and ES are both like, you guys are getting a little ahead of yourselves. Let's wait and see what actually comes out. Could be setting up for just a nice stop run here. Take out buy side, take out sell side, take out buy side. Do they target sell side? need to check and see how much drawdown I have left on my Top Step and Apex. I think Apex I have 1.5% left because the high mark was 3. Top Step, the high was like 2, just above 2. So I think I still have about 1% left, but I need to check and see. Top Step is end of day. So let's see. $99, what's that? So 98.2 is my max loss limit, 98.2. And I'm at basically break even right now. So they do have a daily loss limit. So I have basically 1% left today that I could lose. It still wouldn't violate the max, but it would have a auto close if you lose 2% in a day. The max is at 98.2 though. And that's the end of the day. So the high water mark at end of day is 101.2. So even though I was at 102 because it was after the market hours, that London loss, like, you know what I'm saying, like it calculates it at the end of the day on Top Step versus Apex. Let me see. I would have to log into Trade-of-8 because their dashboard that's the one thing about Apex. They don't have a dashboard that you can log into to actually track all of that information. You have to log into your actual platform, which kind of sucks. Trade-of-8, I have 1.5 left. Yeah, so that's what I thought it was. So my high watermark was 3K because it follows the live flow of your account. So it's not end of day, it's current actual. That's why you have to scalp Apex. That's why I'm only doing like 0.5 to 1 on all of the Apex stuff. So it has 1.5% left. Coming into the close here of the 7 a.m. candle, getting a big rejection off of grabbing that London high there. Here on this 15-minute candle. We do have some nice relative equal lows under that 7 a.m. candle there on the 15-minute time frame, and a nice fair value gap here, which was where our original scalp target was. What's up, Dunamis? Welcome in. John says Trade-of-8 sucks. What do you use, John? Isn't that what all your Top Step guys use, is the Trade-of-8? I think when I've seen their when I watched their Top Step TV the last couple times I've seen it, I think all of them use Trade-of-8, don't they? Trading View and Top Step X. How do I get the Top Step X? I was looking for a way to sign up to get that, be part of that beta, but because it did look kind of nice. You have to be invited. Come on, buddy. Can't you get me an invite? You're in tight with those guys. Dunamis, I like the Trade-of-8. That's what enables using Trading View. Hey, babe. sign up on the wait list. I was looking for, I mean, I think I did. Maybe I did for Top Step X. I think I did sign up on something on their website. I think when you log in, it's like a pop up that comes in. I put my name in there. I just haven't received any invites. Maybe if they knew that I was streaming their 100K combine, they would send me an invite so that I could premiere it online here. I find it clunky and prefer using Trade of 8 on TradingView. Well, there you go. TradingView obviously is super clean and easy to use, and Trade of 8 links directly to it, and the execution is instant, so I haven't had any issues with it. So far, so good. Same on the Apex. I'm using Trade of 8, which means it's all linked on TradingView. So I can have TradingView on this window here, and then directly below on my laptop. So this is the desktop TradingView app that you see right here. This is the desktop, and then on my laptop itself, on the screen that you can't see, I have the web version of TradingView open. And so I have Top Step logged into this one, and I have the web logged into Apex. So I can set one. I have to set. The nice thing is whatever I chart here, it shows up on the Apex. So all I have to do is just drop down here on the other screen and set the orders. I've told you before, maybe you don't recall, I told them about you and they wanted you to reach out and they would interview on air and possibly have you trade with them on air. Maybe we'll see. Maybe let me pass a combine and get a payout. How about that? And then maybe I'll reach out to them. What I find frustrating is that Trade of 8 has so many great bracket order features, but they are not enabled. Oh, is that from the firm itself? The firm itself probably just limits. They don't, maybe it's a prohibited, bracket trading is prohibited, perhaps. Is that what it is? Like auto break even and trailing stops. Your call, brother. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I think that from what I've seen with other guys that they use on Top Step, they don't allow them to talk about any other firms. And since I'm already sponsored with Bespoke, even though it's Forex, not futures, they may take issue with that. So I'm gonna take just a little pause here, and my wife is up, and I need to go say good morning to her. So I'm gonna take a little 5-minute break. I'm gonna hit mute here. All right. Hey, you should invite this guy on so he can trash your production. Hey guys, welcome in Venator Trading. Tell us about your Top Step experience. I like trading Top Step, but y'all stream sucks. Yeah, that's probably not a good idea. I'll take that and I'll definitely take that piece of advice. Beeswax, a new fan of the Top Step TV. They also have another streamer I watch on there from time to time. Oh yeah, they have Cammy comes on and Trades by Matt comes on. I think they've had Wieland on there a time or two. Dunamis been back testing trying to find the candle and time for NQ. Yeah, have you had any luck? If you have, let me know because I would love to. I'd love to find something for NQ and DS. About another 15 minutes here, guys, and then we'll watch the news. Watch the fireworks go off here. Let's see if NQ and ES are pumping it all. No, they're just still in consolidation mode here ahead of the CPI release. Dollar has taken out that sell side liquidity. It's going to be interesting to see. My guess is this is going to be very good news for inflation because that's what they're going to want it to be. Pound fell in to make a new high. Euro took out its high. John's buds with all the streamers. Didn't know you were listening in. Listening in on who? On Top Step or on Cammy? I watch Cammy in the afternoons. I've traded with Cammy in the afternoons before. Been fun. He's a cool dude. But I stay out of the chats. For a while, I thought the 5:30 a.m. 10-minute, but then that stopped working. Yeah, see, that's the thing. It's so weird. And I don't know if it's just seasonal. Maybe we find something that works. The first quarter, it works really well. And then when it stops working in whatever, April, May, and June, or March, yeah, whatever that is, you find the next seasonal tendency and go with it. I don't know. It's so weird that there's not something that consistently points and identifies a secondary move consistently based on time of day. Oh, Beeswax was listening. Gotcha. Not me. There I go thinking everything on the stream is about me. John over in his little Top Step world, just looking for a friend. It's like, come on, guys. I don't watch Top Step TV. I've watched it just a couple times since you've mentioned it. Mostly when they have like Trades by Matt on or Cammy on. Like on Tuesdays, I think they bring in those guys, and I've watched it a couple Tuesdays when they've had them in. But besides that, I don't really watch it. Lunchtime Dad is over, just in time for the CPI fireworks. Bringing us some junior high repressed memories. Sorry, didn't mean to trigger you there, buddy. By the way, Brad, I think I heard you say earlier you're going to FX replay the EU scalp strat on another year. I am. I'm going to see. I'm just going to see. I'm going to get more data. Just see, make sure that 2023 wasn't. Even though it was over 250 trades, that's a very large sample size when you're talking about day trading. But I want to see. Was 2023 just some random thing? Did it perform anywhere close with the same consistency in 2022 or 2021? Just kind of want to check it out and see. I've coded up a version and earlier years did not work. Oh, well, there you go. So no need to go to the FX replay, probably. Jeremy Cannonball, welcome in, sir. Good morning. Also didn't match your result for 2023. Really? That's very odd. That's very odd. I wonder why. Did you run it on FX Replay? I don't know how you ran it. So FX Replay uses Dukascopy for their tick information. So I'm wondering if it's just because it was different tick information, different playback information, if that makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. That's weird that you would get you didn't even get the same result I had. Oh. All right, I'm gonna stay on just to see the news pop. I'm probably not gonna stay on much longer than that. I will get off and probably keep trading a little bit, but we'll stay on and watch the fireworks together, and then I'm gonna skedaddle. I think one thing that I learned from the stream last year is that, for whatever reason, mentally, psychologically, I tend to trade better. I have better results off the stream than I do on the stream. So to be a good trader, I need to not be on the stream as much, I think. So probably we'll keep them to just about an hour long this year. We'll watch the scalp strategies play out. We can talk some of that, but I may be doing most of my live trading off of the stream this year, I think. So until I can just get back to consistently producing the results that I'm accustomed to. The end of the year was not great. All right, 10 more minutes. I had a closer to 70% win rate. Mine was not 85. It was 76.7, I think. It wasn't 85. It was like 76.7. Spread and broker differences could be what it was. John says junior high football locker rooms can be brutal in the late 80s. Yeah, dude, the swirlies and the super wedgies. That's definitely where that was all created, I believe, in the 70s and 80s. Think Markets data on MT4. Well, there you go. So it could be a Think Markets thing versus is it Dukascopy or Dukascopy, the broker information. That's who FX Replay buys all of their. I'm assuming they buy all of their tick data from Dukascopy and or Scopy. I don't know how they say it. I don't know the proper. Did you decide on a plan for tomorrow's giveaway? No plan has been decided on the giveaway. I'm still open for suggestions. I mean, we can always just go back to the Twitter repost, but maybe we'll do a best comment, and I'll just randomly pick whatever I feel like is the best comment. Best dad joke of the day. We could do I could just do a post of let me have your best dad joke, and then I'll pick the best dad joke, or we'll have the chat vote on the best dad joke. I don't know. Why not? Top Step TV Discord in the future is setting up trading rooms and teams. I thought maybe we could create a Venator trading team. Hey, cool. I didn't know about that, but maybe, yeah. Maybe do a guess the price of something. I guess EU price at a specific time. Closest to it wins, maybe. Could do something like that. Do something where you get a lot of foreigners in. John, stop being racist. John just likes the drama and the cultural language barriers. It can be entertaining. I just don't think I don't think some of the foreigners have the same cultural comedy understanding. I don't think they laugh at themselves as much as Western comedy does. So some of like the more Middle Eastern and Asian countries, I think they get offended more easily. They don't like being poked fun at. Where I'm like, you can poke fun at me all day long, and I think it's freaking hilarious, and I crack up all the time about it. Like, I can laugh at myself super, like, it roast me, I don't care. I think it's hilarious. Whereas I think other cultures just don't like that too much. And if we poke fun at their lack of understanding of the English language and idioms and slang, doesn't always go well. Cisco Ton, technically I'm a foreigner to you. That's true. Anybody not in the States is a foreigner to John. And yeah, I do. I think John and Corey, and I think Dunamis are my 3 state viewers. And I think everybody else is out of the country. Brother from another mother. I found some of my best friendships with people who insulted me the day we met. Trader Omar, no one will get offended not knowing English. This is coming from Trader Omar, who I think on one of our giveaways had multiple accounts reposting the tweet. Didn't we catch you, Trader Omar, one day? Double posting? I think we did. I'm all for people ripping on me, man. It doesn't matter. I take no offense. I know I am a incredibly fallible person, and we all have blind spots, and if you can't laugh at yourself, what's the point? At least I tried. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. That's what my papaw used to say when we were playing cards together. He's like, Brad, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. At least you own it, brother. If the system allows it, it's not a cheat, just an exploit. See, there you go. Technically, the reposting, you can do it. I don't allow it. My personal non-allowance, even though it is allowed, you can do it on YouTube. You can create multiple accounts and try to get away with it. I'm gonna look. I'm looking. I'm watching. I'm like Santa Claus. All right, 4 more minutes. We'll watch it pop off and then probably call it a day. Yeah, I'll put in the chat what do you think is going to happen. Is it going to be good news about inflation and euro dollar, the foreign currencies are going to fly? Or is it going to be neutral to bad, and foreigns are going to tank. What do you think? Foreigns go up or foreigns go down? No, Brad's mic is not muted, John. You just got some wax in them airs, or your computer is not working. Mic is good. Oh. Oh, metro sighting. My guess is that euro is down because it has already run up. Pound coming back after its little thing. Pound and euro have a little SMT here. DXY heading lower. Euro heading higher. Pound trying to head back up, but it ran into some resistance up there. Dang it, nothing coming out on my end. I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you, John. Maybe refresh your stream. Maybe somebody put in the chat, tell them to refresh his stream or something. Maybe yeah, I don't know. Oh, let's see what's gonna happen here. Pull up euro. They're expecting year over year to basically be about the same, but they're expecting core inflation to drop a little bit. We'll find out in about 30 seconds. Here we go. There it goes. Whoa. Core inflation rate month over month was expected. Core inflation rate year over year was one tick higher than expected. And then the inflation rate year over year, they were forecasting 3.2. It went up to 3.4. But it did run pretty low there. Pretty aggressively. So it wasn't, it wasn't like super hot, but it didn't drop as low as they wanted year over year on the core, and the inflation rate year over year was a little bit more than what they were forecasting 3.2. It came in at 3.4. So I guess that's enough for them to be like, not dropping, actually rose, because it was previously 3.1. So the previous year over year was 3.1. So it went up 0.3%. So it definitely came in hotter than anticipated, which is shocking to me that they would allow that number to print like that. Foreigns will probably tank. NQ's tanking. ES is tanking. Whipped up. And then just crap the bed. Wood gold Gold crap. Whoa, look at that. Did it take out the Monday high? It did. Wow. What a wick. Is that a 1 minute candle? 1 minute candle took out the entire week's range in the entire week's range on gold in 1 minute candle. Oh boy. That's nuts. That's why you don't trade it right there. Wow. Well, fun to watch. A lot of people got hammered on that, thinking this was going to fly. A lot of people were triggered in probably right there on the breakout of that news, and they just got smashed. And I promise you that if their stop was under here, it did not get filled there. It probably got filled somewhere down here. So, pretty crazy. Cisco, accurate in his initial assessment that it did go down. It did wick up pretty aggressively, but then tanked. Now pulling back in. So see if it wants to hold that. See if it wants to hold. Was this a Judas swing liquidity run here? First 5 minutes. About to print out. But all right, I'm going to go ahead and call it a day there, boys and girls. Thank you for hanging out. We'll do our giveaway tomorrow. And I don't know what we're going to do, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out on the spot. How about that? We'll figure it out tomorrow. So do it, Cisco. Start your trading course, your CPI trading course. But anyway, you guys have a great day. Stay safe, happy hunting, and we'll catch you mañana. All right, adios, y'all.